All right. This is Lab 9 Structures. This is our pig heart. We're starting out with the right atrium. Before you got to figure out lefts and rights. You open up your heart and you look at your ventricular walls. The left ventricular wall is a lot thicker than your right ventricular wall. So you know this is right, this is left. So with that being known, you have these flaps up here. And then you open that up, or open your heart up. That's going to be your right atrium. So there's your right atria. We're going to go down, you run into this valve. So the valve that's in between your right atria and your right ventricle, it's your tricuspid valve, or your right atrioventricular valve. And I'm going to pull out a cusp, or try to. Yeah, that's one of the cusps of those valves. Now you go into the right ventricle. It's one of those chambers. After right ventricle, we're going to go through your pulmonary valve, your pulmonary semilunar valve. From an outside view, you can see here's pulmonary trunk, but if you're to get in there, I'm going to pull on one of those cusps, those pulmonary semilunar valves. That's a cusp, that pulmonary semilunar. If I was to stick this probe in there and not break anything, you would end up coming out into your right ventricle. Now we're going to go to the left side. This will be your left atria. I'll open it up and show you. Left atria. You come down. There's not much of it on this section, but this is going to be your left ventricle. If I go up, I could show it to you better here. This is still left ventricle. This shows a majority of the ventricle. This is all your left side. Now, the valve that connects your left atria to left ventricle is your left atrioventricular valve. This is a portion of one of those cusps. And you can see more of it up here. You can really see those atrioventricular valves. Other structures, chordae tendineae. So chordae tendineae are attached to your atrioventricular valves. It's those cord-like structures. They're pretty easy to see. They attach to those papillary muscles that are within those ventricles. So chordae tendineae, and at the base of that would be a papillary muscle. In your right ventricle, you have a moderator band. I'm pulling it out a little bit, or that's draped over the probe there. That's your moderator band. And we have to do the aortic semilunar valve too. So coming out of your left ventricle, blood's going to go into your aorta. This is your aortic semilunar valve, or some of the cusps to it. Cusps to that aortic semilunar valve. And again, that's emptying out of your left ventricle. 3 tissue layers. The outermost tissue layer is your pericardium. You open it up. This meaty layer, this is your myocardium. And then all that inner layer, lining of your chambers, that's going to be your endocardium. And that's it.